This is bullshit, man. What's up, my little potatoes? Welcome back to another Seduce me video. You guys voted for this on Twitter, so that's what we're gonna post up today. I mean, it was kind of a tie. You know, there was also a vote for Five Nights at Freddy's, but we're gonna continue this now. In the last episode, we picked Saero to be our trainer, and we'll see how well that goes. At least I had to give it a shot. Saero nodded and looked at Diana, who crossed her arms.
Very well. You've made a good choice, I assure you.
Well, thank you, girl. I know I did. With that, Diana turned on her heel and left the room. Actually, I don't really know. I just assume. He looks like a good choice.
Finish eating. Afterwards, you should start training.
Okay, well, Jesus. Everyone's just telling me what to do. I wanted to sit all bed and day with my boy Sam, you know. Everyone in the room nodded their affirmation as Diana and Saero left.
Well, it looks like we'll be busy for the next couple of days.
We already knew that. I mean, that was a given.
This'll be fun.
Sam, you're always so confident.
Man, training's gonna suck.
God damn it, Matthew.
It'll be worth it, though.
You can see the vast difference in them.
Damien's right.
As we all finished eating, everyone left to either train or do things on their own. I left to start my own work, determined to be prepared for what was to come. The Demon Lord wasn't going to win. I wouldn't let him. I chose to train with Saero. He seemed to be very skilled, so I trusted him to train me to the best of my abilities. I didn't want to be a silent observer in the war. I would pull my weight. Well, you kind of don't have a choice in the matter, honestly, because you have to be there and you can't be a fucking noodle. You have to be able to defend yourself, so it's, you know what I'm saying. Saero brought me to the Grand Hall, which he had apparently claimed as his personal training grounds, as Sergeant had to use the official grounds for the army. Personal training grounds?
When I train my lady, I bring her here. That way she is not seen by the army.
Why does that matter? Why would her being seen by the army be an issue? That's what I'm asking!
It's not a matter of it being an issue. We simply choose to train together.
Okay, well, you know, that makes sense. I understand it. Don't want the eyes on you. I nodded. If Diana had her reasons, then that was enough for me. Saero nodded in return before holding his hand out to the side. I mean, you also gotta think, she doesn't want to make herself look stupid in front of her own army. Like, she's over there training, oops, her foot slips, she slams her face in the ground. You don't want other people to see that. You don't want other people to see that. So that's a good decision. Good choice on her part.
Do you have a preferred weapon of choice? Choose wisely. You need to focus and master one weapon if you wish to.
Do I actually get to pick, or is she just gonna be like, no? Is that what she's gonna do, or do I stared at Saero, unsure of why he would ask me that. However, I closed my eyes and thought to myself for a moment. There were a couple of weapons I could think of. I thought of a gun, but what if human guns were powerless here? After all, demons had magic on their side. If they were powerful enough, maybe even a speeding bullet could be blocked with ease. I sighed and thought of what melee weapons I could use. Okay, well, you know, if they can block a bullet, I'm sure they could block a melee weapon too. So, I mean, if you think a melee weapon's gonna be fine, I'm sure a bullet will be fine. You know what? Just surprise me. I trust you. What do you think I would be good with? Just check me out. What do you think, man? Saero stared in surprise. What? I was ambitious enough to try anything. Why not? He probably knew more about weapons than I did anyway. That's what I'm saying, man. Saero then gave me a small smirk before allowing black and purple mist to envelop his hand. I found myself growing nervous. What if he gave me a small dagger or something really hard to learn? I began to regret electing for a surprise. What in the fuck is that? Is that a butt plug? Alright, you got me there, joke's on me. For reals though. Jesus. Eventually the mist materialized into a strange object, a large lavender triangular blade sticking out from what looked like a round gauntlet. As Saero walked towards me, he formed a copy of the weapon in his other hand and handed both to me, the openings of each gauntlet facing towards me. I raised an eyebrow at him. Was he really expecting me to stick my hand in those?
What, afraid to try something new now?
No, fuck you, I'm not a pussy. Stick your hands right in there. I shook my head. I had to ask for this and was confident enough to try them. I slid my hands into the gauntlets and felt my fingers brush against the inner handles, allowing me to grip the weapons in each hand with ease. I lifted the weapons from Saero's grip and observed them. They seemed very almost feather-like, but I could feel energy pulsating from them. What are these?
Gauntlet daggers. The human world
okay,
has a similar
obvious
version
answer
of
there.
weapons called katars, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, they seem pretty light.
They may be light, but they can be incredibly deadly if used properly. Imagine them as extensions of your arms.
Alright, man. Okay, you got me. This is pretty cool. I gulped. Would I be able to learn how to use these properly enough to defend myself? I wasn't sure. Obviously I wouldn't know because I know nothing about gauntlets, but it's pretty hands down. I'm sure there's techniques that you have to learn to make it super deadly, but like pretty much just fucking punch them with it on. It's not that difficult. That's the start right there. I'm sure it'll be fine. Saero walked away from me before foaming his spear and gripping it tightly, ready to begin our session.
Trust your instincts. I'll go slow so you can adjust yourself to the weapon. However, I won't remain slow for long.
Okay, let's just remember, I've never fought in my life besides Taekwondo, alright? Nor have I used a gauntlet, so please, for the love of God, don't destroy me. I stared at Saero, now fully settling into what I had signed up for. I was learning how to defend myself and possibly how to kill someone else. I felt a nervous shiver run up my spine before taking a breath and trying to relax my muscles. Saero seemed to take my breath as my signal to prepare as he took a step back and readied himself with a stance.
Are you ready?
I guess. I don't know. Okay. I nodded. I had asked to be trained. If I wasn't ready then, I would never be. Saero crouched down, gripping his spear before lunging for me, ready to skewer me on its blade. What if I can't and you actually do skewer me? Holy shit. Dodge. Don't try to parry that shit with the fucking gauntlet. That's not gonna work. Jesus. I reflectively jumped away, avoiding the tip of his blade as I stepped to the side. I stared wide-eyed at how far he had thrust his spear, jamming it all the way through the space I was previously in. Now what if you fuck up? Do you die and I have to start over? That's crazy. This music is what's crazy. Was he really trying to kill me? Oh. What am I doing now? What? I bent back, watching the blade swipe over my body through the air as I quickly straightened up. I noticed how open his body was for an attack. See, you don't parry with a fucking gauntlet. That's not how it works, right? He was serious. Well, so was I. I felt powerful as I readied to attack him. I lunged in and prepared to pierce him with my own attack. However, Saero moved his spear across his body, blocking my attack and pushing me back. I growled at myself at not seeing the strength of his defense. As I landed, though, I saw a small smirk on Saero's face. Was he proud of me, or was he mocking me? Either way, I used the momentum to lunge forward again, continuing our sparring match. No, my game crashed! Fuck! Okay, he blocked his body, pushed me back, growled at myself. Okay. Jesus Christ, we continued to chain relentlessly through the day. Each break we had was small, but I understood why. I only had a week to learn how to fight after all. Time wasn't on our side when it came to me learning how to fight, or at least defend myself. As we finished the sparring session and slowed to take another break, I let out a sigh. I was exhausted, but I knew I had to keep going. If the incubi were going to keep training, then I had to keep up as well. Saero let out a small sigh and stretched, wiping some sweat from the side of his brow before looking at me.
Let's take a break for now.
Did it. Thanks, boy. Yeah, good idea. I collapsed onto the floor on my rear and slouched over my crossed legs, thankful to no longer be on my feet. I thought Taekwondo was hard, but fighting with a weapon was proving itself to be even harder. I felt a little envious for the people who were able to master weaponry.
I have to admit, I'm impressed.
Oh, thanks!
For the first time
That's
holding
really
a weapon,
nice.
you did pretty well.
I tried my
My
best.
lady had to train for months to try and use her weapon properly.
Well, what does Diana use? I was curious about her. I knew she had magic, but did she really need a weapon? Of course, if her energy ran out, then she would need some sort of protection. Saero stared wide-eyed at me for a second before smiling softly.
She uses a saber.
Well, that's pretty
curved
fucking
sword.
cool, mate. That's
While
pretty
regular
cool.
straight swords are good for piercing your opponent. Curved blades are made for slashing and cutting your opponent down.
Alright,
They're a little
okay.
difficult to maneuver without in-depth training.
Saero looked down at his hand, forming a saber with a black grip and a deep purple blade. It looked like a masterwork blade, despite it forming out of his magic. As Saero stared at it, his smile brightened a bit.
A saber is much more graceful in combat than a regular sword. Anyone can wield it, but it takes a true master of the blade to use a saber properly and make a fight look like an elegant dance.
Pretty intense, pretty intense. I was in awe. I could see a soft shadow of adoration in his eyes as he spoke. Did he really adore his mistress that much? Yes, he wants to, you know what I'm saying? If they probably already did. I don't know. Saero looked at me and chuckled.
I don't just care for my lady.
Oh? That was obvious. The way he spoke about her spoke volumes of his affections for her. Saero looked at me. A flash of realization washed over his eyes. What?
You're human, so you would understand.
Understand what?
Love.
Oh, he loves her! That's fucking adorable. I stared at him, knowing the meaning of the word, but not understanding what he meant by saying it. What about love?
Well,
Yes. For a moment, Saero looked back to the saber in his hand before shaking his head.
Never mind. It's nothing.
Ah, boy, come on! Come on, we were connecting! I wanted to ask more, but a pair of footsteps echoed through the room from the door, causing me to turn around and see who it was. Diana, lightly glistening with a thin layer of sweat and wiping her brow, stepped into the room with a smile. I could hear Saero's breath hitch softly as Diana walked in. She did a small hair toss, most likely to get some cool air behind her neck, before looking to her guard and my trainer.
How is training going?
Oh man, I know now.
Going fine, my lady.
Oh, that's adorable.
They're strong, but not strong enough. At least not yet. It will take more time to get them up to par with where they need to be.
We got a week. Hopefully that's enough.
They've been in the human world for too long, and they've lost their sense of real battle.
In haste, Diana looked to me and held up her hand towards me as if to ask for forgiveness. Why? What did you do?
No offense to you, of course.
Oh. Offense taken! No, I don't fucking care. I understand. The human world was vastly different from the demon world, so the boys had become humanized and softened. Still, I was sure that they would train hard and become better than the demon lord.
Anyway, I was just taking a break and wanted to check in. Had to make sure you didn't kill our guest, Saero.
Oh man, he tried.
I would never!
Diana's laughter filled the room and Saero's face brightened to a hot pink tinge. Oh man, she is teasing him. I think she knows. You need to just go for it, man.
I'm merely joking. I trust you, Saero. Besides, she can take care of herself.
Oh, well thank you. That's nice that you believe in that. Diana looked to me with a nod and a smile as if she knew that I would be okay, at least in Saero's hands.
I'll leave you both be then. I'm sure that after we're finished training, your husband will want to replenish his energy.
Oh.
And it wouldn't do if you were still training here when he finishes.
Damn. It's a little awkward to talk about that, like, just openly like that. I know that's a common thing with you guys, but we both know what that actually means. With that, Diana turned and walked out of the room. Saero and I kept our eyes on her before I looked over to the suddenly love-struck guard. His eyes were glued to the door that Diana left from, almost unblinking. Aw, man, you gotta tell her, man. Finally, Saero snapped out of it and looked at me, blushing and wide-eyed.
Sorry. Where were we?
So cute. Training!
Right. Let's go again.
I think we have something to discuss here, man. You got some bottled up stuff going on. In a complete reversal, Saero's expression hardened to a serious stare at me. I nodded, knowing that the break we had was now over. Aw, man. Wanna be like fucking, put them together, man. Make them kiss. Once more, we trained and continued until dinner rolled around as the soft echo of dinnertime bells reverberated through the halls of the castle. Saero and I went our separate ways, him to his lady, me to my bedroom. Oh, well, what about dinner, though? Okay. I walked into the room and let out a sigh. Today was tough, and I could tell it was only going to get much tougher later in the week. I felt my feet slide across the floor in exhaustion, not used to the strenuous work I had to do. I sat down on the bench in front of the fireplace, staring into the flames as I let relaxation finally hit my body. The warmth of the fire gave me a dull sense of calm, causing me to sigh and lean back against the bench.
You have done
Oh god!
well,
It's fucking
child.
Satan again, or whoever. Bitch. Huh? You again.
Fear not. I come to observe you as you observe me.
Observe you what? I don't fucking see anything. I hear you. I tilted my head, confused as to what the voice meant. I looked around and scoured the room before turning my gaze back to the fire. Within it, I could barely make out the outline of eyes, which caused me to freeze in my spot. Jesus Christ! What is this monstrosity in my fire? I've got cat eyes. Is it my cat? What the hell? You're the fire?
I am a flame, but I am not the fire you gaze upon. I merely look through it to judge you, and the one named Maurice.
It's a little fucking creepy though, honestly. You're judging us? Why? For what?
That will be known soon. When the time is right, the one destined to take my
I don't
power
like this.
will be tested.
Is it? No. Are you saying I'm, like, me maybe? Because I was gonna say maybe Sam, but, like, he never talks about Sam. He's always talking to me and shit. Like, I don't know. I stared into the fire, lost and confused. Why were we being judged? Was this some sort of trick by the demon lord? As I thought of that, the flame intensified slightly.
The Demon Lord, an evil being
So he doesn't like him either.
world.
Well, I mean, I guess that's
He is
good.
a curse plaguing this land.
You hate the Demon Lord as well.
He is not worthy
Damn.
of life.
Okay, hate
But I
intensified.
care not enough to rise from the darkness to rid the world of him myself.
So what you're saying is you're fucking lazy. Alright, I get you. I know, I can see you, man. What do you mean?
I have been generous with you, child.
Not really, you haven't told me shit!
Now be patient.
Besides that you dislike the Demon Lord. You did some fucking gossip shit, and that was it. Before I could even think to protest, the eyes hidden within the flames vanished and the voice disappeared from my mind, as if it were a part of a dream I had awoken from. I shook my head and rubbed my head, taking it in. Some sort of spirit or guardian was watching over us. Apparently, it seemed to be strong enough to defeat the Demon Lord himself. Was it possible? Or he's just fucking full of himself. Even more so, it was going to test one of us to take its power. My mind instantly went to Sam. There was no reason for me to be the one to be tested, so it had to be him. How would he be tested, though? I shook my head. This was too confusing to think about right now. However, as I sat back and let my mind recognize itself, I suddenly realized something. I mean, if he was going to test Sam, why would he even be talking to you? He wouldn't even be talking to you. And Sam hasn't even heard the voice. It just doesn't make sense, man. It just something's not right here. Where was Sam? Oh shit! Where is Sam? I stood and walked to the door, opening it and peeking out into the hall. Sam was nowhere in sight. What the? Sam was really late in coming back. From what we discussed, he should have been back or at least on the way. However, the distance to their training area was not that far. I began to wander the halls, trying to find where they were. Luckily, Sam made a lot of noise. Oh shit, what's going on?
Fuck you!
Okay. Damn. Sam? Oh shit. Something intense is happening. I rushed towards the noise, stopping at an open door. Peering in, I gasped as I saw the war room in disarray as everyone seemed to hug the walls, watching the chaos that was breaking in the middle of the room. You're still shirtless, Sam? What the fuck? Oh god, I thought he was like completely naked. He's wearing pants. Don't worry, guys. I was like, why the fuck? Still, why are you shirtless? Did you go? Okay, never mind. Sam and Saero were clashing swords to spear with Sam's face full of rage and Saero's expression void of any emotion. God damn it.
Too slow. Faster.
What is happening
Want
here?
me to go faster? Fine.
Oh lord, he is mad. Before my eyes, Sam and Saero became barely visible shadows through the air. Their weapons clanged rapidly, almost like multiple bullets crashed at once as they arced towards one another. What is going on? Incubi and the wives moved towards the door to join me, still watching the fight.
Sam was about to leave for the night, but then that jerk-ass Saero called him.
Oh, fuck,
out.
Saero, why would you do that?
You know how Sam is. He did actually try
Shit,
to walk away,
man.
But then Saero said that the war was his fault, so that got this whole shitstorm started.
Saero, what the fuck are you doing, man? The hell? I looked back to Saero and Sam, still unable to make either of them out as they clashed and fought. My eyes locked on Diana, seeing her lean against the far wall with crossed arms. As I examined her, her eyes seemed to follow the fight almost masterfully. Was she able to see what the hell was happening despite their lightning speed? Why was she just watching anyway? Sam, stop it!
Keep at it, Seto. Don't let him stop.
Diana, what the fuck? What is happening? What the hell? I ran over to Diana despite her not taking her eyes off the fight. Why aren't we stopping this, Diana? Girl. No, don't. Okay, alright. That's a dramatic jump. We don't want to attack Diana. I mean, they're obviously not going, like, for kills here. Something's happening. Let's just wait and watch. I still wasn't understanding. Why was I not getting any answer? I turned my gaze to the fight, despite to try and see what Diana wanted me to witness. Oh, desperate to try and see what Diana wanted me to witness.
Are you that weak, Inkfist? You haven't landed a blow
Oh
on me
lord,
once.
are they like they're just trying to piss him off to see how strong he is? I
Shut your
don't.
fucking mouth!
Well, it's working.
Like father, like son.
Oh boy! He is just grinding it in there. I didn't understand why Saero was egging him on and insulting him, but Sam seemed up for the battle regardless of the fact, using the insults as inspirational rage. However, from the faint outline of Sam that I could see, I noticed something off about him. He was surrounded by a heavy green and red mixed aura. The more I watched, the more the aura seemed to build and take shape around Sam's body. I couldn't tell what it was, but it looked almost alive. What the fuck was that, mate? Now once, Sam and Saero slid to opposite sides of the open space, panting and gasping for air. Around Saero was a faint white line that was diminishing with each breath he took. Around Sam, however, was a clear view of a tense red and green aura. It seemed to flicker around Sam like flames, but it didn't seem to die even with the battle being over.
What the hell?
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying.
What is that?
I don't know.
Saero.
Diana pushed off the wall and walked to Saero, wrapping an arm around his and making him gasp at the gesture. He looked at her in shock as she turned to Sam with a hard gaze.
It would seem that we have much to do before the siege.
You want to explain what's going on here, girl? What are you talking about? Diana seemed to ignore my question as she turned and began to walk towards the room's exit with Saero in her arm. Sam, on the other hand, dropped to the floor and sat back against the wall, trying to calm down. Instinctually, I rushed over to him. Sam shut his eyes as he forced himself to take deep breaths. Each one seemed less labored than the last, but I could tell that he was working to calm his rage. Sam? The aura around Sam finally seemed to die down before Sam let out a heavy sigh and pressed his head back against the wall. I could tell that the exhaustion was weighing on him heavily, so I simply sat beside him, waiting.
Sam, what is going on?
Yeah, man, you want to tell us what's up?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, come on, we're not stupid. You know better than that.
Sam, you had a weird aura around you.
Yeah, what she said.
I said I don't know.
Okay, alright, fuck. Calm down, boo. Sam closed his eyes and pressed his back against the wall, letting his head drop to his chest. He genuinely didn't seem to know what was going on, but I became concerned. Why was his aura so strange? Well, Diana obviously seems to fucking know what's going on. I wish she'd tell us. My thoughts ran to the voice from the flame. Was this the start of whatever test he had in mind? Why were Diana and Saero involved, though? Sam finally opened his eyes and looked to me. His irises flashed gold at the sight of me, but quickly returned to emerald green as he let out a sigh. We'll wait patiently. Wait. I knew Sam well enough not to pester him and to let him settle down. As he stared, he reached a hand up and gently ruffled my hair. Okay, now he's good. He's good now.
Sorry you had to see that.
It's okay. I love you. Mwah. I shook my head and held his hand, kissing his palm. As I did, Sam chuckled and stood, ushering me to stand along with him. Sam gently took my hand and walked to lead me out of the room. Oh,
hey, hold on!
We're leaving already? Okay.
Shut up, Squirt.
Fuck, come here.
Squirt, what the hell?
Matthew, hey, chill.
Oh, damn. I looked back to see Norin and Damien holding Matthew back from pouncing at Sam, but I continued with Sam out of the room. As we walked down the hall, I looked to Sam, seeing the exhaustion in his eyes grow heavier and heavier. He had used a lot of energy. Well, we know what's gonna go down now, I'm sure. I wrapped my arm around him and guided him back to our room, sitting in bed and eventually flopping back onto it with me. As he let out a relaxed grunt, I kissed his cheek. Everything okay?
Yeah. Just exhausted. Man, fuck that guard.
It's okay. I am too. I'm pretty tired myself. We should take a nappies. I smiled and hugged him, ushering him to wrap his arms around me and kiss my forehead.
Something really has been weird, though.
Yeah, tell me about that, Sam. You could talk to me. I agree. Both of us went silent as we became lost in thought. I knew Sam was trying to determine what happened, but I was concerned over what the voice in the flame said and how that reflected on Sam. The nightmare I had made a little more sense, but why was I involved? Sam and I went to bed that night, both unsure of what was going on and mildly fearful of what was happening. We couldn't speak about it without knowing all of the pieces. We both knew better than to take stabs in the dark. My night was uneventful, but my morning wasn't the same. Oh no, what's happening now? Oh shit. Uh-oh. This is intense music, that's bad. I didn't expect to wake up with a hand over my mouth when an arm tight around my waist. What the fuck's happening, Sam? I tried to focus my vision, but as the sensation of my situation set in, I gasped and struggled to see who was keeping me captive. Saero? I stared wide-eyed, seeing Saero staring ahead of us as he kept my mouth shut and held me against him with his other arm. What was even stranger was that he was using his holy magic, disabling me to use any of my energy to fight back. What the fuck is happening? Diana, what are you doing? I looked ahead of us to see a sight I never wanted to see. Diana straddling over Sam's waist as he slept, looking down at him with pure concentration. What was she doing now? Did this have something to do with what happened last night? Girl, can you tell me what's going on?
Child.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I froze at the sound of the voice in my head. The voice was in on the act too?
She's merely following instructions.
No. No. This is bad. I don't understand. Is Diana doing this, like, on her own free will, or is she, like, being hypnotized? Girl, I don't like this. I don't, no. Because in my dream, he burned to ashes. This is not good. I don't like this. No. I didn't care. This was beyond wrong. Whatever the hell Diana wanted to do to Sam. I started to struggle in Saero's arms, but he tightened his hold on me, making me freeze against him.
You have fire within you, but now...
Bitch! I don't care who you are. That's my man. This is bullshit. Diana let out a small sigh before pressing her index finger on the top of her head and dragging it down her face between her eyes and all the way down to her crotch. What the fuck? The line that formed on Diana's skin seemed to grow and envelop her body in a strange purple light, changing her skin and almost shrinking her form. As the magic finally settled and faded away, I gasped at the sight. Diana's new body was my own. Oh, what the fuck? Only without clothes. Every curve, every crevice of her body matched mine, and even the voice that came out of her mouth perfectly mirrored my own. This is bullshit, man. I don't like this. What the fuck is happening? Sam, wake up. I felt nauseous watching her run her fingers along Sam's hair just like I would. How the hell did she know anything about how Sam and I interacted intimately? This was creepy and gross, and I felt myself naturally struggle against Saero to be free. Sam's eyes fluttered open and adjusted to the sight of me straddling over his hips. As Diana gave him my perfect smile, I mentally panicked. What was he gonna do? Would he fall for this? No way! There was no way! Sam's eyes trailed up and down Diana's body just like how he would be with me whenever he saw me without clothes. My heart was breaking a bit at the sight. God damn it!
Get the fuck off me.
Oh, thank God, Sam. Oh, thank the Lords. Whew, man. I was about to cry. Wait, what? Good. Aghast that Sam suddenly sat up, gripped Diana's neck, and began to squeeze. Instinctively, Saero tightened his hold on me, most likely struggling to obey previous commands to stay put.
What the fuck do you think you're doing, bitch?
Oh, man. That was intense. What the fuck is happening? Sam, stop! A large part of me felt relieved that Sam could see whatever illusion Diana threw on herself. The smaller part of me began to fear Diana's neck being snapped because of it. She continued to act like me to perfection as she gripped Sam's wrists. It was mildly scary to see Sam holding Diana, who looked like a copycat of me. In a strange, messed up way, it was like watching a movie where I was a character in the scene, watching the man I loved act with the actress playing me. The more I watched Sam crush Diana's neck, the more I could imagine him doing that to me, which made me fearful. He would never hurt me, but to see it happening to someone who looked and acted like me was another thing.
If this is some kind of fucked up joke to you, I will end you right now!
Oh boy. Diana began to cry, most likely losing air from Sam's death choke on her. As she coughed, her body began to quake from lack of oxygen. But please, Sam, it's me!
Shut the fuck up!
Oh man, he is not going for that shit. Oh Lord. Sam released a hand from Diana's neck and pushed it into her stomach, lifting her off of him and shoving her off of his lap and against the far wall. Diana crumbled against the floor, curling herself over as she coughed violently and shook from the pain that obviously racked through her. Sam, however, jumped out of bed and walked at Diana, glaring down at her.
You're not her. Where is she, Diana?
I'm right here, Sam! Diana looked up at him, tears running down my eyes as she gripped her neck. Sam, it's me! Stop it! Sam quickly lifted his foot, causing Diana to flinch and cover herself with her hands over her head, bracing for impact. While I expected Sam to fall for Diana's trick at the sight of my weakness, he let the kick he was charging up fly into Diana's stomach, slamming her against the wall. He's not fucking around. Oh my God. This is fucking crazy. He didn't stop, however, slamming his foot again into her, rebounding her against the wall like a soccer ball. Holy shit, man.
Where is she?
I'm not sure how to feel about this. My body began to quake at the sight of Sam kicking Diana, who very much continued to act like me despite the barrier of pain Sam was inflicting on her. This was messed up and wrong. Why was Diana doing this? Why was she letting this happen?
She's followed my instructions.
Oh, boy. Fuck your directions. I began to grow fearful of Sam, instinctively placing myself in Diana's place. It was only natural since she was acting like me right now. Deep in my heart, I knew Sam would never do this to me, but the fear began to fester at the sight of him beating down an image of me.
Fear not, child. He knows very well who he is touching.
Shit.
His heart is crying as yours is now.
What do you mean?
He despises this one. You have become frightened of the illusion.
Oh my lord, this is fucked up. If I find you, boy, this is fucked up.
Truly interesting.
I shut my eyes. Diana was doing a job and Sam obviously saw through it. He wasn't attacking me, he was attacking Diana for tricking him and assuming she was hiding me from him. I only opened my eyes again to see Sam lift Diana by the throat and pin her to the wall, forming a sword in his free hand and lining the tip between her eyes. Even with the blade mere inches away from her face, Diana continued the act, crying and shaking in fear. Oh, uh-oh. She's giving in. She's breaking.
I will kill you!
Oh, shit. Within a blink, the hold on me vanished and Sam flew back from Diana, releasing her and slamming into the far wall. Holy shit. I crumbled to the ground and quickly looked up to see Saero holding Diana close to his side as his form emitted a holy white aura. His eyes burned intense, deadly hatred as white-tinted magical barriers surrounded his and Diana's bodies.
Enough!
Wow, that was some crazy shit. I think we're gonna stop there. We passed some really intense. That was real fucking intense, like super intense. Okay, we're gonna stop there. We'll come back and continue this in another episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give that like button a nice little pet. And, leave a comment and let me know what you thought. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, taters!
There's been another day.